squads. Actually, some of the tournament dark horses, maybe not rated as the main favorites, as the big five, but definitely squads that can surprise, and we definitely expect them to see them in the playoff stage, in the quarterfinals as well. And yeah, players like Gloomy, a player that absolutely popped off in an SLE show match on his Akali picks, and it's actually not banned here, so we just might see that champion being picked here as well. But champions that we do see being banned are the top lane carries for Case Maze. He is known as one of the best Scion players in the whole in the whole EU West, and this alternative champion, of course, is the Volibear, where he's a absolute menace on as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see champion like Oriana, Lina's special, being also banned. So yeah, lots of respect, lots of comfort picks being taken out from both sides, and it's such a important game, especially for the Evolves, because they already have dropped their first game of the tournament. So going down 0-2 this early in the tournament would spell a disaster for the squad. Meanwhile, Black Lotus did win their game one, so going up 2-0 would all but kind of guarantee them qualification into the quarterfinals. It will be very hard for them to drop out by then. And yeah, I think these early games, these early tournament game matchups mean so much for these squads.
Yeah, it does mean so much, and if I'm not mistaken, it's 5 rounds in the knockout, I guess the group stage of the Manta Cup. If securing yourselves 2 wins at the start of a tournament is massive to ensure you progress further. It's almost like a safety net, you know. I know a lot of leagues they almost have this guarantee of like the Premier League, for example. If you finish the season with like 38 points, you're guaranteed not to get relegated, for example. And similarly, I think with the Manta Cup, you secure yourselves 2 wins, and you're gonna put yourself in a great position to progress here. But Mika's draft is already progressing through Black Lotus versus E-Wolves. And already Black Lotus, they're drafting a composition that is full on death ball. They have Nautilus, Jarvan, Nico. But I have to say, I really like this Kindred pick here, because one of the best picks into death balls is a pick that literally has an ultimate that, I mean, easiest way to put it, it just prevents the death ball from doing what death ball does. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We see completely different mentalities in the draft for both of these sides. The Black Lotus drafting is basically 3 fully engaged, hard engaged champions that need to jump in, that need to combo their abilities to wipe their opposing sides. Meanwhile, Evolves drafting themselves 3 disengaged champions: the Kindred ult, the Syndra E. Ezreal can just jump away. Of course, no engage so far, no reliable engage, I'd say, so far coming in for Evolve. Only counter mechanics. So we will see what they can do at second stage of the draft, because yeah, I believe that of course you can win games by having this kind of disengaging play style, but it's often so difficult at this level of play to kind of play this mistakeless, play this perfect counter type of game style, and more disengage coming in here from Evolves. You might be
oh
muted.
Oh my god, I hate it when I do this. But yeah, no, I have to say, I really like the adaptation from Evolves. The point of Red side is that you pick after the picks on Blue. That is the advantage that you do have on Red, and what they've done here is they've essentially seen what the enemy team comp is going to do. I think Black Lotus have done the classic rookie era of showing a little bit too much at the start of your draft, and well, as you said, E-Wolves will just be able to pick appropriate champions into that. Ornn being locked in against a Braum is usually not the most recommended activity to do within a draft. Ornn ultimate, quite important, but Braum just presses the E button. The Ornn ultimate no longer exists. So that is one potential issue here for the quote-unquote death ball composition that Black Lotus have. And E-Wolves now will respond. Oh my god, that is a massive counter pick. So I think draft-wise, what E-Wolves have done, they've gone for straight up counters. into the draft of Black Lotus, but I have to say the draft itself, the team composition that Black Lotus have is very, very powerful.
Absolutely, Black Lotus have drafted themselves kind of this level of game, Exodia comp with champions like the Jarvan, like the Nautilus, Varus, Ornn. All of these champions often are such a power picks in this level, and as much as Evolves have the team composition, they have counters essentially in almost every and in kind of in every role, and they have drafted like if you were to play the game perfectly, they have drafted themselves a perfect counter comp. If every single player in the game plays perfectly, then Black Lotus should not be able to do anything in these fights. But it often does not play out like that. It often the counter the champion that needs to react to someone else making the first play is the one that sometimes is not ready to outplay the opponent, and Evols will need to prove that they have the ability to execute on the strong draft that they have drafted themselves here. It's also a difficult comp to play. They don't have clear engage tools. They do need to move a lot around the map as a team. So it will be very interesting to see. And if they can, they are a new team. They are a team that has not played that much together. They have players from Sanctuary organization from different teams. So they do need to progress quite quickly because they have drafted themselves definitely a hard to play comp.
Yep. Yeah, definitely so. And last game we were able to fill a little bit of storylines with the good Chi side, but not so much on the extraordinary side. This time around, we can fill in the storyline for both, because talk to me about this mid lane matchup. You have Gloomy up against Lina. Gloomy, a player who has come under the most amount of mixed opinions. Some of the, I guess, less experienced viewers of the SLE were rating this guy as a mechanical beast, whereas, you know, more informed individuals of the SLE were like, well, he lacks fundamentals. He averages maybe like 5-6 CS per game. He's quite easy to punish in terms of ganking, but, you know, once again, best of ones here, we're talking about best of ones. He's got this aspect of him, of his mechanics are his strength, and in best of ones, that definitely is one of the most important attributes.
Yeah, but I have to say, he is facing one of those players that is really known to neutralize players just like that. Lina in mid lane, on the champion that she feels very, very comfortable onto the Syndra. I think Gloomy might have a very, very difficult matchup here because Lina, as you said in the podcast yesterday, is coming off of battle off of a matchup against one of SLE's most mechanically gifted midliners that shall not be named, but she really dominated that matchup against an individually skilled player as well. Here, Gloomy coming in here with a similar playstyle to that matchup, and yes, the champion is maybe a little bit different, maybe a little bit more team like engage heavy, but we'll see if Lina will be able to do what she has done to so many high P midlanders in the past.
Well, Mikas, I think we've seen a lot of neutralizer versus aggressor matchups, and I think at this level, it's often the case that the neutralizer has the advantage. It's just easier because you essentially aren't pressured. You're pressured in the way that your opponent is playing aggressive, but if you just don't make a mistake, your opponent is forced to be the one making the plays. But, you know, best of ones is a very different story because, you know, let's say you play overly aggressive, almost like, I would say flip, even though I'm using that terminology here. Let's say you go for the flip. In a best of series, like, you're going to go into the next game a little bit frustrated, knowing that your opponent just understands your game plan now. But best of ones, you can just go for the flip. If it doesn't work, you go into the next game against a completely new opponent who has no idea what you've just done. So, yeah, I think I have to emphasize, best of ones is so good for a player like Gloomy. Obviously, there are other aspects to his roster, but on the Nico here, I can imagine he's going to look for those massive ult engages.
Absolutely, and a huge thing will also be Case Maze. Case Maze player that coming in excellent form in the SLE playoffs. He was one of the best players. I think he won the all SLE playoffs top laner award, and he dominated against high ranked teams like the Vitigen, like the Blazing Puns, I believe as well, and went all the way to the finals. Went up against some of the best players in SLE in the in the top lane, and right now I would say that we, as much as we have talked about Gloomy, Case Maze being an unorthodox top laner, is the star, is the key player for Black Lotus Esports squad here. And if he can channel that ability that he did show in SLE playoffs, I think Black Lotus is a bit of a. I already said so many times, but they would be the dark horse of the tournament. And yeah, they did qualify for SLE playoffs. I think they have what it takes to qualify for the Manta Cup playoffs as well. But this game, they do need to defeat the Evolves here.
Yeah, they do. Evolves is well, okay. So the thing about Evolves, they have notable people on their teams, players from all sorts of different rosters, but they are a newly formed team. Now, the difference here, Black Lotus, they've been playing with each other. Gloomy and Fabian have been on a team with each other for the entirety of the last SLE split. So we have two sides of the coin here. A roster that probably has a lot more time with each other, a lot more practice. E-Wolves, a roster that was formed not that long ago, and they've been made specifically for the Manta Cup. I don't believe that they will progress to participate with in another tournament with each other again. And with this, what does this mean for the state of the tournament for both rosters? Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of discoordination in a new team and in a team that isn't specifically made to play with each other on a long-term basis.
Yeah, I think that this Evolve squad is created to participate in this tournament because everyone that has played in the Manta Cup before, and especially the people around that in the Sanctuary org, knows how much of a celebration, how much of a festival is this Manta Cup. It's such a 2-day event, such a blast to participate in this 2-day event, and but during times like these, when you kind of make this makeshift team of players that kind of know each other, but just want to participate together in it, moments like these can be the birth of like kind of legends, of the things to come. And if this Evolve squad performs this well, and if they fall in love with playing with each other, I think they can maybe join their forces and maybe appear in tournaments like the SLE, like the CWL. And so far they have lost their first game. They do desperately need to take a victory here, but similar kind of to Black Lotus Esports. I'm not sure what is Case Maze's future. I'm not sure what is Case Maze's future here. He was the star player for Wacky Rates, but
you conversing with your Latvian buddy, Baltic friend in Twitch.
Yeah, shout outs to Latvian brothers. Ļoti augsti ārā, labāk palikam iekšā.
I don't know what you just said.
Said it's very cold outside. It's like minus 20 degrees right now in Latvia, so it's absolutely freezing out there. It's for Freljord.
Freljord. Oh gosh. Yeah. Well, stay safe, everyone, in the cold. But if you are scared to go outside, all you can do is get a warm cup of coffee, sit indoors, and enjoy these games as we are now straight into the action. Now, Mikas, based off draft, I need to ask you, what is your prediction? Who is going to take this game?
Yeah, based off the draft, if I have to say that both of these squads will play the game perfectly, I have to give it to Evolves. They have drafted themselves so many counter tools. But in this level, all in comps that the comps that like one of the champions presses R and then everyone else just follows up with theirs are often dominating. And taking that in consideration, I have to give it to Black Lotus Esports. How about you, Edwin?
Well, I'm in a similar line of agreement with you here because I feel like Black Lotus, yeah, at this level, it's really important to emphasize. The easier your draft is to play, the more likely you are going to win. I think one thing to note about Black Lotus is historically, and even in the SLE, we've seen them draft very simple team compositions, but sometimes they just can't really get through the laning phase. They just, you know, and on your screen already, Gloomy's eaten about every single Q he possibly could. And it's like, yeah, you could have a cool, you know, 5v5 teamfight composition, but if you just lose the game in the lane phase, it doesn't matter what draft you have. And yeah, I mean, every time camera pans over to mid lane, it's sort of just Gloomy eating a Syndra Q, and you know. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it's really important that they don't lose too much in the early parts of the lane.
Yeah, Lena looking very good in these early trades so far, and we see the first gank coming on to the case maze.
Yeah, mentally unstable is going to arrive into the top lane, and with that Camille into the Ornn, if Camille gets the early kill here, it is going to be disaster. As a great flash over the wall, Noir Tempest didn't have flash, but mentally unstable does. On the Kindred, gonna jump forward, gets the red buff slow, and we'll see if Lena makes any movements towards this, but with Gloomy's positioning, it does mean that Kazemaze does get himself to safety. But more importantly, this is going to be massive for the state of the lane for Camille. You take a look at the wave state, it is not good for Kazemaze here.
Yeah, not that good, but kind of lucky enough there to survive this gank. I thought that for sure mentally unstable is going to chase down this Ornn, but the slow from the pillar coming in clutch, saving Kazemaze, and very well avoided.
This mid lane, this mid is not pretty to spectate right now. It's Gloomy, his health bar is just really low, but Fabian is going to land a hook onto Delph, but that's the value of the Braum into the Nautilus, instantly popping that unbreakable will. Lena going to get ganked here by Gloomy, but Gloomy forcing the flash out of the Syndra, so a big victory for him, meaning that Lena will not have the flash available. But yeah.
Yeah, and we see some early ganks coming in here. Lena with a good flash, trading 1-for-1 win the flashes with Gloomy there. And yeah, as you say, it's not that easy so far for Gloomy. I also think it's quite a difficult matchup as the Nico does get outranged and he misses the cannon.
Yeah.
Painful to see always.
-1. I mean, it is what it is.
Just one minion, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, mid lane. Actually, Fabian getting ganked here. He does have flash. Braum passive isn't there, so Fabian will get himself to safety. Unfortunately, Delph gonna miss out on the Q, but Kazemaze gets a knock up onto Noir Tempest. The scary thing here for the Ornn is the Camille hasn't reset yet. I'm gonna hit the X button, and if she has gold for Sheen, which she does, it's gonna start getting very difficult for Kazemaze. Noir Tempest didn't complete the recall. Bit of a question mark ping if I was on your team there. Yeah, talk to me a bit more about this bot lane, because you are the bot lane expert on the cast here. It is Varus into Ezreal, two champions that have pedigree in the lane phase in terms of damage and poke, but they also scale pretty well into the late game.
Yeah, absolutely. But like during the lane, I do think that Varus should have the advantage in extended trades and even in like shorter trades, because I think Varus's poke and his like short trades are easier to kind of execute than Ezreal due to the E not being blocked by anything. But overall, the Braum is the difference maker. As you said, whenever Braum whenever the Nautilus jumps in for a trade, then Braum can just negate the follow-up damage with his shielding and with his keystone as well. So with the Guardian and really, Quishy is in such a safe place here. I think there's almost no way of him dying in this lane, and it really negates the lane prowess from the Varus and the Nautilus. So yeah, once the once the supports get the boots and get to level 6, I think that Nautilus will really leave this lane as it's nothing he can do here.
Yeah, I have to agree. And well, one thing I have kind of noticed on my well, two things is Noir Tempest has not recalled in the time that K's Maze has recalled twice. So he's gonna be very ahead on items here. You can see already level ahead of his opposite number. I also have to say, he's kind of, I don't know what this Camille is doing. Just go to base. He's gonna get solo killed here because he doesn't have flash. So Noah Tempest will die. K's Maze, one more Q will do the job. I think this is a massive error from Noah Tempest. If you watch this back, please don't ever do that again. Just press the B button.
Yeah.
Like, he was staying in lane for so long when Kazema's got 2 recalls off. That's almost illegal. And then you get solo killed in a massively favored matchup for you. Bit of a blunder for Noah Tempest, and he will have to bite the bullet for that, but he does teleport back. The crazy thing is, Kazema's didn't even use TP. He hasn't used TP this entire time, and he hasn't lost anything. Just because Camille wants to, I don't know, stay in lane for that long. But, yeah. Solo kill for Kazema's in the top lane.
Yeah, so for second game in a row, this Ornn pick is showing off quite well, and Lina gets a little bit caught there, but Gloomy might be in trouble actually with the gank following, but they will not follow it up. Yeah, I have to say, Noir Tempest, they're a bit of a blunder, bit of a, like a kind of a mental blunder, because once he gets the recall off, the Camille gets so much stronger, like so much better as a champion, and just does not do it.
2v2 breaking out in the bot lane. Chain of Corruption landing onto Delph. The Braum Shield was already used, so and Fabian dodging away from that Q, but yeah, we pan over back to top lane, and look what happens when Camille secures that Sheen. The lane is just unplayable for the Ornn here, and W Ignite. Kazemaze is going to tick away. I'm not sure if this will be enough to finish it off. Instead, it will be
Ezreal?
Shizu securing the dragon for his team, so a big victory there for Black Lotus to get the objective. Kazemaze survives in top lane, and another thing I've noticed is Mentally Unstable on the Kindred very far behind on Clear to Shizu on the Jarvan, which is not very natural to see a farming jungler up against a ganking jungler, where the ganking jungler is ahead of the pace on jungle clearing.
Yeah, I would say bit of unforced errors really here for the Evolve side, because with the Camille and after that the bot lane trade here as well, Mentally Unstable being out farmed basically by Shizu here as well. So uncharacteristic, I believe, plays so far by Evolves, really showing off that they are not that used to playing with each other. Maybe some conflicts in the Discord, but so far so good for Black Lotus.
Yeah, so far so good. Black Lotus securing themselves a gold lead already, and actually Hook landing from Fabian right onto Delph, and the Braum Shield is going to just be the result of that. But yeah, you talk about... okay, no, our Tempest just going to jump aggressively onto K's Maze. Just have the passive, which will get a bit of a shield.
Mentally Unstable is coming.
Could be a straight-up 1 versus 1, but with Mentally Unstable arriving onto the scene, the Hextech Ultimatum does get dropped down. Call of the Forge God does only land onto 1, but with the Lamb's Respite, it will save the top lane. And there's fights on 2 fronts here. Mentally Unstable being brought down to low HP. Shizu going to get the kill. So, Black Lotus, they win on top side, they win on bot side, and all across the map, it is victory in the eyes of Black Lotus.
Yeah, absolutely. There, and the team and the top line matchup is swinging around here. We see talk that it is the strong side for the Evolves, but right now, getting killed all over again.
Dive is gonna get onto Noir Tempest. Gloomy roams up for that play. Great movement there for the mid laner of Black Lotus, so will get themselves the 4th kill of the game. The gold lead is starting to increase to a critical point now, and yeah, the thing is, Mick, as we said, this Black Lotus roster, they struggle. In the past, they have struggled to get out of the early game in a point where they are ahead, which means that their death ball composition struggled. This time around, there is a lead in basically every single lane. So going into the mid game, this is going to be really, really difficult for E-Wolves.
Yeah, it's just beautiful to see for Black Lotus side. We're just checking the scoreboards, every single carry kind of position, having themselves 1 kill, and gold is going to be so evenly distributed. They already have 2k gold lead in 11 minutes, so great early game so far by the team comp that we did say that kind of is countered in almost every single role. But if you are the ones to make the first play, it often just is all the difference making.
Yeah, as speaking of first place, Shizu goes for the EQ. Beautiful 2-man ultimate coming out from Delph, but Gloomy gonna flash over to the wall, and sombreros the Nico ultimate as no one is home, but Shisaku will be able to get the kill onto Mentally Unstable, but Lina is arriving to the fight, gets the first kill of this one. Gloomy already taken down, flashes to safety. I can imagine the combo is ready, and Shisaku gonna go for a double kill, 3-0 on the Varus. Despite a bit of a whiff on the play from Gloomy, the rest of the team will be able to capitalize on missed positions and benefit off that one. So 6 kills to 1. Lina did get 1, but blew the flash in the process. As now a catch onto Delph is on the cards here. The E was used preemptively, and the ultimate. Beautiful play coming out from Fabian. Shisaku goes onto a rampage, teleport down from Gloomy, and will unfortunately whiff on that one as well. Skill shots are important to hit, ladies and gentlemen, as unfortunately they won't get a follow-up kill. Lina does teleport to defend his AD carry. Noir Tempest jumping forward onto K's Maze. Mentally Unstable here. Let's see if this gank works this time around. K's Maze, the master of weak side. Noir Tempest just gonna eat that in the face as K's Maze gets the 1 versus 2 execute. The Kindred is just too goddamn weak for now. Went for Conqueror instead of Lethal Tempo, so won't be able to pursue any further. Kazemaze, the king of weak side. This is the value of this player, Mikis.
Absolutely. Kazemaze is in form. The All SLE playoffs top laner, the star shining there, absolutely popping off here again, getting solo kills and now turning around the 1v2 players we saw so many times in SLE. So far, just Black Lotus Esports dominating every single lane. Okay, some skill shots missed, but the idea was the correct one, and right now they will get themselves even more.
Yeah, they're getting themselves even more. Delph does have flash. Quishy does not. He's going to use the E and beautifully dodge away from Fabian. This is exactly what you needed to do, but Shisaku does so much damage. The Varus Q almost taking out Delph here as he is forced to be brought to low HP. This does mean the dragon will be easy to access for Black Lotus. You can see Black Lotus, the experience and time played together is coming through. They are making plays all over the map, and Evo is kind of just sitting around not doing much.
Yeah, not doing much, and that's the mentality of the comp, right? You're just thinking, oh, you have all the tools to counter, but if you just wait, then just the fact that you are the second one to act means so much in this level of play, and so far it's proving itself over and over and over again. And right now, 4,000 gold lead in 14 minutes, even now going for more and more plays.
Yeah, there's going to be a 3-man gank onto Lina. That Put Blossom did hit the mark this time around. So the mid laner of E-Wills will be taken down. And Mikas, this is slowly looking like a complete stomp for the side of Black Lotus, as they currently have no answers to... as E-Wolves currently have no answers to what Black Lotus are doing.
Absolutely no. And Kazemaze is going for another solo kill here. Mentally Unstable is here to cover, but that's just not enough to make any kind of winning plays on the side of E-Wolves here. Delph is here, but I'm not sure if it's enough to do anything.
Yeah, I have to admit, like, few things don't make sense to me. Firstly, how on earth does Camille lose this matchup this hard? That is a mystery. Someone can literally make an escape room to figure this one out, and it will be a challenge for anyone entering that one. And even more of a challenge, how is Kindred 40 CS down in the jungle? I have to emphasize, this is a Jarvan who also has 5 KP, so he's been ganking. So Noah Tempest going for the all-in against K's Maze. This could be exactly what the Doctor ordered for him, but Call of the Forge God is going to buy him some space. K's Maze is just going to turn this around. Oh, Noah Tempest, he's going to wait for cooldowns and see if he can get the solo kill here, but yeah, Shizu on the Jarvan. I don't quite understand how this can ever happen in basically every circumstance, other than, you know, if mentally unstable, just like disconnected. But yeah, we'll have to see as Del. Yeah, he tried to break the freeze and actually does some decent damage. Braum was broken. What the hell was that? Anyway, yeah, not looking good for E-Wolves. Well, as Shizu will gank mid, but nothing happening there. Scatter the weak, try and do what they can. Shizu, very close, looking for another knockup, but didn't lead up to anything.
Yeah, but let's give a minute to think about the positive, how Evolves could potentially get back into this game. Lina has done a good job in mid lane, building herself up a 20 CS lead. First thing they need to do is survive this tower dive in bot lane, I believe.
Yeah, the Herald has been spawned, and you can see Delp and Quishy.
And they survive it.
Not keen to defend that, but Quishy does step up, so Shizu will go for the Cataclysm onto the Ezreal. No summoner available. Gloomy's going to follow that one with the combo. Gets himself a kill. Shizu will get one too. K's Maze channeling the teleport. I don't think they have... No way! Oh my god! Oh.
Case Maze with the Soas just channeling the teleport in the middle of the lane, escaping the gang that way. Everything is going for the side of Black Lotus Esports, just getting the kills, punishing every single misstep by Evolves, even teleporting out in their faces against two damage-heavy champions. Nothing is working so far for Black Lotus, and yeah, they do need to wake up fast.
Yeah, they do. Personally, I think this game is over. Unless you think otherwise. Do you think E-Wolves have a dog in the fight here?
Hey, let me tell you about some stories from Manta Cup previously.
Yeah.
During last Manta Cup, we were playing for third place against... I'm not sure what was the team's name. I just remember the ready carry was Senator Nonu. And they had a 20,000 gold lead onto us, as we have a gank line.
Fabian is going to look for a catch onto Lina, but all by himself here. And just as you were talking about the comeback, there's a kill straight away from E-Wolves. So, I mean, it's not enough, but... yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, and of course, Evolves are no good Chi, but just starting to punish their opponent's mistakes, just like that. Not necessarily like that, but yeah, starting to punish their mistakes is going to be the thing that they need to do. And yeah, as I said, in that third place game, Gucci, we were down 20,000 gold. We were absolutely destroyed in the early game. We accidentally picked Kled first time for our top line, but we did come back in the late game. We kept winning team fights and forced eventually the first ever and only ever, I believe, surrender in the Manta Cup history by our opponents and secure that third place game. Maybe Evolves here can channel some of that Gucci energy that we had before there, but you know, you won't ever know how will it happen if you won't try. And Evolves definitely a team to not give up.
Yeah, they aren't giving up here, as I think their roster is made up of very positive players. As yeah, I'm not sure if I would be as positive if I was in this game, but yeah, no, there's always a winnable situation here, but it's a challenge, and especially against the team comp of Black Lotus, which I must commend. They have played very, very well. I had some colourful words to say about their chances in the Manta Cup, but they are proving me wrong, shoving my words down my throat, which I love to see. And yeah, well, actually, Fabian going to look for another catch onto Lina. We'll see if this is going to materialize into anything. The Bash does so much damage. Ignite ticking onto the Syndra. We'll be able to just about survive for now. So won't quite get the kill straight away, as Lina does have teleport available, so can base TP back into this fight. But yeah, Kindred was able to minimize the 40 CS lead to 30. Never mind.
30,
it's
35.
It's 40 once again. So that is something. I will say the scaling on the side of E-Wolves is not bad. as soon as Camille gets 2 items into her inventory, that's where this matchup does get dicey. Just as I say that, Noir Tempest will just go for the 1v1 for now. And Call of the Forge God going to do so much damage. Kazema's on the Ornn. The weak side King is just about going to miss away from the Q. The turret is 1 HP, so he will look to finish that off. Noir Tempest does get the passive off, and you can see Kazema's mana bar is very, very low. Flashes forward. Barmy Cinder's going to finish off that kill. Mentally unstable. This is a shutdown, so if Kindred can secure this, it will be a string of gold. Going to flash straight into the wall. Kazema's gets the knock up off. There's no damage. Oh my god, this is absolutely a pea-shooter. No. Kindred build as the... won't be able to finish him off. Yeah, honestly, because I love storylines and all that. This game's over.
I mean, that's a bit frustrating to see when the Ornn base healing is out healing Kindred's damage. I think at that moment you're kind of like GG, but it's not GG just yet. Even though Black Lotus are taking the Baron, and I don't see any way of Quishy. Maybe Quishy can steal it with Q.
Yeah. Oh. Good camera work, Adrian. As no, Baron isn't going to get stolen
he gets got.
away. Gets hooked up. Nautilus ultimate, depth charge onto 2. Great Braum ultimate. That might make the highlight reel as Delph hits it onto 5. But yeah, this game is slowly running away. I say slowly, it is actually quickly running away from E-Wolves here. As another hook landing onto Quishy. Fabian, a player who I criticized quite heavily yesterday in the podcast, but these hooks they're magnetic. They are not missing on any of their targets. Yeah, this is pretty rough. Well, Lena has a CS lead. That's cool. Great for her.
Yeah, Lena, the shining star, the tiny shiny star in the pod right now. Yeah, 2-2-0, having quite a big CS lead on a well-scaling champion. And if there's a mid laner that can maybe hold E-Wolves in the game, Lena is definitely one of them. And in Lena they trust, even though it is the 2-14 in the kills. And yeah, so far not going out for E-Wolves, but they will try to defend this so that they don't have. They actually have quite a lot of CS wave clear.
Yeah, they will be able to push through this turret. Lena, the wave clear for E-Wolves, meaning that no wave clear available, and a hook landing onto Mentally Unstable. Lamb's Respite is going to buy some time for now. The Death Ball is going to come through. Lena forced to flash away. The Cataclysm was dropped onto her. Quishy just throwing some Qs, doing what he can, but up against a Baron buff minion wave, and oh my god, Fabian with the flash hook. Death charge onto the Ezreal. She's with the flag and drag, going to finish off the kill. Looks like Black Lotus are moments away from ending this game. Lena and Noir Tempest going to do what they can. Beautiful 3-man scatter the week, but Kazemaze has lost about just a tiny inch of his HP. This Ornn is so goddamn tanky, and it seems like it might be the pick of the tournament. It's Black Lotus. They will back off for now, but they are approaching critical point of this game.
Yeah, as you say, so far, Ornn, the king of Manta Cup, looking very, very strong this pick, looking like a high priority. Look, let's watch the mid lane, how Delph is struggling to kill the minion.
Oh,
the wave clear.
Okay, auto. Oh my god, he secures it!
There we go, he secures it.
And so that's going to be a massive string of gold.
Might stop the recall. Oh, he doesn't stop the recall. Oh! He kills the minions, almost.
Who's got the best skin on E-Wolves? Alright, let's analyze. Alright, so Noir Tempest running the... I believe this is Coven Camille.
That's a nice
skin.
skin.
It's not Coven. I don't know what skin... Oh,
Project Camille?
I don't know what this is.
Is that the skin?
Ooh. Alright, out of 10.
It does look like a project.
Out of 10, what are we rating this skin?
It's still red, honestly. It's still like...
red?
It's still bright. If we would have a little bit different... color balance, I would rate it higher, but I would say it's a solid 7.
7?
Yeah, 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 for Noir Tempest. Alright, next one, Mentally Unstable. Alright, so he's running the... Oh, Porcelain Kindred.
I can't say I necessarily like this skin. It doesn't have a lot going for me. It's just like a different colors, and yeah, I would say a 4 out of 10. I would never buy this skin.
Wow, 4 out of 10. Unfortunately, Mentally Unstable. You might... Oh, someone died. Unfortunately, Mentally Unstable. You might need to hit the refund on that skin. All right, let's go over to the Syndra. Ooh, okay, it's Lina.
Syndra has a beautiful skin. And I think Syndra is one of the best champions to... Oh, and there's an engage.
Oh, there's an engage, and I think Black Lotus are going to kill everyone, so... Case Maze goes unstoppable, Shisakyu goes legendary, as Gloomy... Oh my god, that's a beautiful combo! Flash forward with the Pop Blossom, and now Mentally Unstable will fall. Alright, back to the conversation. Alright, so out of 10, what's Lina's skin?
I think Syndra is one of the best champions to produce skins on. She has like abilities and visuals to make a beautiful skin. That's a very nice skin. 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. What about the Ezreal skin? Oh, and Black Lotus are hitting the Nexus of E-Wolves. That's gonna be the game. Black Lotus will completely dominate the E-Wolves. It wasn't even close.